You remember if we have that notes, the two-wheeler problem. You remember this problem? We have done using the
Yes, sir.
graphical method where 12 and 56 is our optimum solution. Do you understand? So we'll try to do that particular problem using simplex method. Okay. So what I've done is the objective function is 7000 x1 plus 9000 x2. So that will be our objective function, and just put z max equals to our objective function. Then the constraints are 4 hours of assembly and 2 hours of finishing of TW50, and 3 hours of assembly and 3 hours of finishing for TW60. So which means that it is 4x1 plus 3x2. I think it's less than equals to problem, then less than equals to 216. Okay. Then 2x1 plus 3x2 less than or equals to 192. So this is our initial problem. And what we have to do is here we have only two variables. So we'll be only needing S1 and S2. Then what we can do is we can add it in our objective function as 0S1 plus 0S2. Then to make this constraint removed, we will be adding plus 1s1 plus 0s2 equals to, this is 0, x2 equals to 216. In order to remove this constraint, we will be adding a 0s1 plus 1s2 equals to 192. So this will be our modified form for the simplex table. Then coefficient of x1 here is 4310. So 4310, and so for the second equation is 2301. 2301. And objective function is, I told you we should put the C1 to be minus C1 here and minus C2. So 7000 is minus 7000, 9000 is minus 9000, and this will become 0 0. For Z I told you 1, B initially you have to put it 0, and the right hand coefficient is 216 for this and 192 for this. So you able to understand this? I think you can
Yes, sir.
give a
Yes.
try. You can give a try when you were free. I have in fact uploaded this Excel file also. You can go through that whenever you're free. Okay. So next, what we do is we find the maximum negative value. So in this table, the maximum negative value is minus 9000. So we will be selecting this particular column. And the next step is, this is a key column. This is a key column. And next step is finding the key row. So what you have to do is you take down this thing, which is nothing but B minus the key column. 2 and 6 divided by 3 will give us 72, and 192 divided by 3 will give us 64, and 0 divided by minus 9000 is 0. So among these, which has the least positive value, that will be our key row. So in this case, the least positive value will be 64. So that this particular row will be our key row. Do you understand? This particular row will be our key row, and the point of intersection of the key row and the key column is called pivotal element. In this case, it is 3. In a previous case, in a previous example, we have taught about 2 and 0.5 value. So we have made that as 1 in the next step by dividing the corresponding number. In this case, the pivotal number is 3. So which means that we have to divide the particular row by 3, so that the pivotal element will become 1. And very importantly, once you select this, for example, if you select this key column, that column x2 is called the entering variable. So x2 will be entering variable, and the corresponding the row, right? If you see S1 and S2, right? So this S2 will now turn to be x2. The reason is that x2 is the key column. So don't worry. While find key column and key row, the corresponding key row will have the name of that particular key column. Do you understand what I'm saying? So in this case, say for example, if 9000 is minus 9000 is here, and the key row is here, then S2 will be replaced by x1, but not x2. Okay, in this case, the key column is x2. So the key row is s2. So this is kind of an entering variable, and this is kind of a leaving variable. So which means that x2 now, the x2 now turns to be x2. So if you can see this particular table, can you understand this? Why the x2 has now changed to become s2? Hello.
Yes, sir.
So because this is corresponding to the key column x2, so this s2 now changed to x2. Okay, now the next step is dividing this particular row by 3. Why do we divide this particular row by 3? Is to, in order to take the pivotal element to be 1. So 2 divided by 3 is, I think this is in decimals, so you can see 0.7, and I think I'll just make it non-decimal. Okay, so 3 divided by 3 is 1. So which means we have made this pivotal table to be 1. And 0 divided by 3 is 0, 1 divided by 3 is 0.33, 0 divided by 3 is 0 divided by 3 is 0, and 190 divided by 3 is 64. So this is the procedure that we have made the pivotal element to be 1. The next step, I mean, minus 3 multiplied by R2 plus this row will become 0. So which means that minus guys, can you able to follow me?
Yes, sir. So actually, your voice just went out, so we couldn't hear you in between.
Okay, so I repeat, we have made the pivotal element to become
Yes,
1.
sir.
So how
Yes,
do we,
yes.
yeah. Then after that, we have to make the other cell of the key column to become 0. So to do that, for in this case, you see this is number 3. So how do we make number 3 become 0 is add minus 3 to it, so it will become 0. So which means that minus 3 into R2 plus R3 will become 0. So this has to be repeated for the entire row. So which means that minus 3 into 0.6 plus this R1, that will become minus 3 into 0.6 plus 4, that will become 2, minus 3 into 1 plus 3, that will become 0. So which means that we made this 0. So in this case, minus 3 into 0 plus 1 is just 1, and minus 3 into 0.33, and this is plus 0, that will become minus 3 into 1 by 3 is minus 1. So this will be minus 1, and so on. Okay, so we have successfully made the row 1, this column element to be 0. The next step is making the z or the row 3 to be 0. So what is the row 3? Minus 9,000. So what we do is we add 9,000 into 1 plus minus 9,000 will make it 0. So which means that minus 9,000 into 1 plus not minus 9,000, 9,000 into 1 plus minus 9,000 will become 0. So 9,000 into 0.67 plus minus 7,000, that will become minus 1,000. So this process is repeated till we get the entire row. So which means that we have successfully made the column elements to be 0. Other than the non-pivotal element, all the elements in the column of the key columns to be 0. So which means that we have successfully completed one iteration. Next, we will check the problem. What we will check the z value generally. We will see is all the z values are greater than equal to 0. But this particular value is not equals to or greater than 0, which is less than 0, which is a negative value. So next step is considering this as the key column. So which means that the procedure gets repeated and find out the which cell has the maximum negative value. So the maximum negative value is minus 1,000, and that will be considered as the key column. Next is finding the key row. How do we find the key row? Is that B value divided by the key column value. In this case, the key column is x1. So which means that 24 divided by 2 will give us 12. 64 divided by 0.7 will give us 96, and 5,76,000 divided by minus 1,000 will give us 500 and minus 576. So among this, which has the least positive value, the least positive value is 12. So that row is corresponding to the key row. So which means that the point of intersection of the key column and key row is called pivotal element. So the key row, the key column is x1. So that is the entering variable is x1, and the leaving variable is nothing but the key row. The key row is s1. So now s1 will take up the name of x1. So that is why the x1 has now changed to become x1. So and the pivotal element is 2. So how do we make that to be 1? Divide that particular row by 1, 2. So which means that this particular row divided by 2 will yield the pivotal element to be 1. 0 divided by 2 is 0, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5, minus 1 divided by 2 is minus 0.5, 0 divided by 2 is 0, 24 divided by 2 is 12. So which means that we have successfully made the pivotal element to become 1. And the next step is making the other elements in the key column to become 0. How do we make this row 2, this cell to become 0? 0.7. 0.7 is nothing but it's 2 by 3. So 2 by 3, how do we make 2 by 3? When we multiply x1 by minus 2 by 3 and add the value of that to x2, then this x2 will become 2 by 3. So 1 into 2 by 3 minus 2 by 3 into 1 plus 2 by 3 will become 0. Minus 2 by 3 into 0 plus 1 is 1. Minus 2 by 3 into 0.5 plus 0.0 is minus 0.3. Minus 2 by 3 into minus 0.5 plus 0.3 is 0.7. Minus 2 by 3 into 0 plus 0 is 0. Minus 2 by 3 into 12 plus 64 is 56. So that is how you make this particular cell to be 0 and you make up the table. And similarly, the minus 1000 can also become 0 by making this x1 to be 1000. 1000 R1 plus R3 equals to 0. So 1000 into 1 plus minus 1000 is 0. 1000 into 0 plus 0 is 0. 1000 into 0.5 plus 0 is 500, and minus 0.5 into 1000 plus 3000 is 2500, and minus not minus 1000 into 0 plus 1 is 1, and 1000 into 12, and 1000 into 12 plus 576 000 is 588,000. And once that is done, the entire iteration, second iteration is also over. Now you check the Z values. All the values are above. If all the values are above 0 or equals to 0. Yes, all the values are above 0 and equals to 0. So which means that the value corresponds to this x here will be the value of the x1. The value corresponds to here is the value of the x2. The value corresponds to the z is the optimum value. So which means that x1 value, x2 value, and the z value. So can you correlate that sum which you have done in the normal method is x1 is 12 and x2 is 56, and the optimum value is 5,000. Sorry, 5,88,000.
Yes,
is that correct? So this is another way of doing it using the simplex method. And in the last class, I asked you to do the gardener's problem. Have you ever tried the problem?
No, sir.
Okay,
Sir,
so that is our gardener's problem, which is this problem. I have done the gardener's problem in a simplex method also. Probably you can try. I'll just give you a couple of minutes. So can you Do you have that file with the gardeners problem in the Microsoft Teams?
We can frame the equation from the Excel sheet only.
No, you can just do it in paper and just tell me what value do you get for the but not by simplex method, by normal method, quickly as possible.
Okay.
I'll give you 10 minutes time, so 10 or 15 minutes time. So just come up the value so that once you do the problem, then we can do that in a simplex method and finish it off this today's class. Okay. And to want of time, I'll just give the this is the objective function. This is one of the constraints. This is the other constraints. Okay, so it's very simple. It doesn't take much of your time. I'll give you 10 or 15 minutes. Are you doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Once you finish, you'll let me know. Okay, I'll be on the line.
Okay.
You can use matrix method to solve this to find x1 and x2. Okay, that will be quicker method.
So x1 is 19 and x2 is 1.
Hello.
Have you
Uh,
solved it?
yes, so both x1 and x2 values are 10,
Oh, very
and
good. Very good.
and the maximum value is 1250.
Oh, very
Yeah.
nice. That's correct. Perfectly fine. Is Sai, do you get the same value or you need some more time? Hello, Sai Teja is there?
Yes, sir. I got the same values.
Oh, fine, fine. Very good. Okay. Then what we do is we try to do that problem using simplex method. Okay. So since you have got some confidence, so I'm just uh, doing it very fast. Can you see the Excel sheet?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
Yes,
So
sir.
what I have done is I've recreated the simplex table for that gardener's problem. So 45 will become minus 45 here. 80 will become minus 80. Since we have got two equations, we have to add the slack variable S1 and S2. So in the objective function, it will become 0 S1 plus 0 S2. In order to make this inequality, we have to add 0, so not 0, 1 x1 plus 0 s2 equals to 20. For this second one, this will become 0 s1 plus 1 x2 equals to 6000. No, it's not 600, 6000. Yeah. So we create it. So this will become 1, 1, 1, 0, B is 20, 1, 1, 1, 0, B is 20. And for S2 is 200, 400, 0, 1, 6000. So this is what we get for this table. And the Z value will put 0, 0. And I told you Z, the bottom Z should be 1. And Z for B initially should be 0. So we don't have any B value for Z. And we have to take the profit in terms of minus 45 and minus 80. Since we have got the positive value, we will be taking the negative value of that. Okay. Then what we do is the next step is finding the key column. In this thing, the maximum negative value for Z is minus 80. So this will act as the key column. Then the next step is finding the key row. How do we find the key row is B divided by the key column value. So in this case, the key column is X2 and B is 20. 20 divided by 1 is 20. 6000 divided by 400 is 15 and 0 divided by minus 80 is 0. So among this, the least positive value is the 15. So that column will become our key row. So the point of intersection of the key column and the key row is our pivotal element. And the key column is X2. That is the entering variable. And the key row is X2. So X2 has to take the name of X2. So X2 has to take the name of X2. So rename X2 by X2 since the key column is X2. Then the next step is making the 400 to be 1. So how do you make that 400 to be 1 is divided by 400. So which means that divide the entire X2 row by 400. So 200 divided by 400 is 1 by 2 or 0.5. 400 by 400 is 1. 0 divided by 400 is 0. 1 divided by 400 is 0.0025. And 0 divided by 400 is 0. 6000 divided by 400 is 15. And we have completed the pivotal value to become 1. The next step is making the other elements in the key column to become 0. So this is fairly simple. How do we make 1 to become 0 is multiply minus 1 in x2, then add that to x1, that will become 0. Say for example, R2, this is made it 400. The next step is minus R1 plus this R minus R2 plus R1 will become 0. So which means that minus 0.5 plus 1 is 0.5. Minus 1 plus 1 is 0. Minus 0 plus 1 is 1. Minus 0.02 0025 plus 0 is minus 0.0025. Minus 0 plus 0 is 0. Minus 15 plus 20 is 5. Plus 5. So that is how we made this element to become 0. The next is the Z element, which is minus 80. How do we make minus 80 to be 0 is multiply the row 2 by plus 80. So plus 80 into R2 plus R3 will become 0. So this is nothing but multiplying 80 into 0.5. Here it is, like 80 into 0.5 plus minus 5 is equals to minus 45 is equals to minus 5. Then 80 into 1 plus minus 80 is 0. So which means that the objective is over. So we have completed one iteration, but you should do the other element by, for example, 18 into 0 is 0 plus 1 is 1. 80 into 15 is some number that is 1200 plus 0 is 1200. So that is how you get this particular thing. And this is the completion of the first iteration. So it means that we made pivotal element to be 1 and made the other elements to be 0 and 0. Other column elements to be 0, 0 in a key column. The next step is finding out the next iteration. To see that, find out which has the maximum negative value. The maximum negative value is minus 5. So x1 will be our key column. Then b divided by the key column. Say for example, 5 divided by 0.5 is 10. Then 15 divided by 0.5 is 30. And 1200 divided by minus 5 is minus 240. Among this, which has the least positive value? The least positive value will be 10. So that corresponding row will be our key row. So we have formulated a key column and a key row, and the point of intersection of that will become our pivotal element. So in this case, the pivotal element is 0.5. In this case, the entering variable is x1 and the leaving variable is s1. So s1 will get departed or leave, so that takes the value of x1. Then that is how we get this x1 here. And the pivotal element, we have to make it to be 1. How do we make 0.5 to be 1? What is 0.5? It is 1 by 2. So how do you make 1 by 2 to be 1? So multiply by 2. So multiply this particular row by 2, the entire row. So 0.5 into 2 is 1, 0 into 2 is 0, 1 into 2 is 2, then minus 0.0025 into 2 is equal to minus 0.005, 0 into 2 is 0, 5 into 2 is 10. So which means that we made the key row, the pivotal element to be 1. The next step is we have to make the other elements like x2 and z in the key column to become 0. So how do we make 0.5? 0.5 is nothing but 1 by 2. How do we make x2 to be 0? Is that multiply minus 1 by 2 in x1 this here, add it to this, minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is 0. So which means that minus 1 by 2 into this plus this thing will become 0. Minus 1 by 2 into 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. Minus 1 by 2 into 2 is minus, it is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 0 is minus 1. So like that you have to add till this. Then the next step is z. Z is minus 5. How do you make minus 5 become 0? Is multiply the row 1 by 5 and add it to the row 3. So 5 into row 1 plus minus 5 will become 0. Similarly, 5 into 0 plus 0 is 0. 5 into 2 is 10. 10 plus 0 is 10, and the process continues to here. So which means that we have come to a conclusion that z is no more a negative value, and which means that we have reached an optimum value. So if you remember that the manual calculation, you have got x1 to be 10 and x2 to be 10 and z value to be 1250. So this is the x1 value and x2 value, and z value is 1250. So this the simplex method. So are you able to understand this?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is another way in